on getting to PDP, the same thing I fought in APC surfaced in PDP. When we got to PDP, we were just doing what we're supposed to do and all of that, you know, to pick the tickets to do and galvanizing support here and there. And it was time for us to have a primary election. We went to primary. I was able to pick the tickets. After picking the tickets, somebody who is our leader in PDP came up to say, okay, there is this boy, Gbadebo Roosevelt. He's a son of my friend. I want him to be your deputy. I was like, no, I can't fight a godfather where I was coming from.
So GRV was supposed to be your deputy.
That is our story. A lot of people don't know this story. That's our story. I can't fight a godfather where I was coming from, and I'll come here and be nursing another one. No, it really does not make sense. And I said no. Because I don't want to fight. I want to manage everybody. I said no. And I called Abuja. Abuja said, you know what? Nobody can give anybody deputy governor. Anyway, if anybody wants to be deputy governor, everybody has to then apply. Apply and let them come for screening in Abuja, so that what happened in Leon's case in Bayelsa, you remember, will not repeat it, you know, in this situation. So he also applied just like every other person. I don't know if you understand. And I still have a copy of that application letter. So, and I was like, no, if this is it, then this won't fly. Eventually, I picked Funke, you know, to be my running mate. You understand? And this is because we have several tendencies in PDP. I'm from one. If you pick from any of the tendencies, you might have issues. After that, so that you know clearly where we're coming from, after all of that, Baba had to ask his godson to go to labor. Now, if you go back to...
Sorry, I want to ask a question. I thought this interview was going to be very gentle, but this interview, don't they get small boys?
It's not about... No. It's not about being gentle.
Oh.
It's not about being...
No, I mean, for the first time, people are hearing a side of the story that they've never heard before, including me. I'm like, oh, we thought GRV. So GRV, just like Mr. Obi, was formerly PDP, but then moved to...
Absolutely. At this point, you see, we are presenting ourselves to the people of Lagos, and they must know who is who and where are we going to. Let me tell you something. There is a cartel running in Lagos politics and Lagos governance. When I say cartel, because I went there to understudy this, so I know it cut across both APC and PDP, and you will now see it now. A PDP leader will come on national television. We abuse Tinubu from morning to evening. But every election cycle, it will do something that will make APC to remain in power. So it picks up a fight with all gubernatorial candidates of PDP, so that PDP will not win, and supposed leader of PDP. So this is what we have. So when I got into the office,
oh wow, a bit of a network challenge.
When I got into PDP, I met Gbadebo Roosevelt at Dr. Bukola Saraki's house. And Bukola Saraki introduced him to me. Say, do you know Gbadebo? Oh, he's a PDP. He wants to be secretary of the party. Oh, I said, nice. And we greeted. We took a picture. So, okay, that's fine. But because I got in there, from the other side where I was coming, they had to call inside to say, you know what, you have to block that boy. That boy has really worked. Block him. How do you block him? 3 weeks after, Gbadebo Roosevelt went to pick gubernatorial form to say he also want to be governor. So in the same house, we are supposed to be from the same tendency. How can we have two people to go and confront other things? It means that we're going to share the vote. It really does not work. We approached Baba at that time and said, look, this is not healthy for us to do because we have the same house. I don't know if you understand. So it was like, no, he wants to be, let him be, he should be it right now. You know, that kind of a thing. And we left it at that. That one failed because I won. The next is let him be your deputy. And you see, they come up with a story that, oh, we sat down, we had an agreement. Agreement is that you're going to make him deputy. I said, no. this is it. This is not, we never had an agreement. If we had an agreement, he doesn't need to, he won't follow me to venue of primary election to want to compete with me if we have had an agreement. But just so people will know where all of us are coming from. Now, you will now see that the moment we started, whenever you see Baba on national television, I am of PDP. He is supposed to be my leader. He will be abusing, condemning me, and praising the other guy on the other side. When, after this election, the next thing for them to do is to go on and endorse Gbadebo Revival openly. It's on national daily to say, this is our candidate, a PDP leader. That lent credence to the fact that, look, why anybody would not want Jandor is because of this level of independence, because of this godfatherism thing. So the cartel that is running, you will now say, we are talking about alliance. I said, okay, let's have an alliance. I don't have any problem getting an alliance. For me, it's beyond wanting to be governor. If I want to be governor, I could be governor where I was coming from. I just chose not to be that kind of governor that we have now and other ones that will require second level approval before you can get things done. No, I want to be the governor of Lagos for the people of Lagos. Let me be answerable to the people. If they're not comfortable in the next election, let them take a decision for me to go back home. And I chose this route. So now you will now see, when we was talking about alliance, nobody has ever invited me to say, let us sit down together and discuss this alliance. But they went on to endorse because that is what they want. Because of what? Because of a tailwind, because of wave that would be created. And thank God Peter said on national TV this morning, there are difference between obedience and Labour Party. I mean, when he was trying to clarify Aisha Yesufu, pitching tent with another candidate who is not of Labour, and clearly put. But put that aside, what we are speaking to, we have three choices in Lagos. What has been our problem in the state of Lagos has been the issue of godfatherism. Somebody and picking those who never prepared to govern, who will be eternally at the mercy of one godfather, at the expense of the generality of Lagosians. That is what is before us. Okay, so this is my story of where I'm coming from. Because they believe, oh, Jandor is the son of nobody, he can't get anywhere. I'm saying it, all of them will be alive and I will be announced as governor of Lagos State on Sunday. The amount of work that we have done, there is nowhere in this Lagos that I've not visited, that I haven't been to. You know why? You cannot govern a state that you don't know. That is the problem that we have. You can't. I've been everywhere. I've interacted with people everywhere at the grassroots. So look at what happened. The same mistake we made in the case of Banky W, because we jumped at something. And I told Banky, you didn't lose to the guy that won you. You lost to Peter Obi, unfortunately. You contested against Peter Obi. But March 18th election, Peter Obi is not on the ballot. So the choices between the people of Lagos right now is, you know what? Clearly, there are three people running. This is our story. I started this journey 2016. When it was 2019, our people thought we were going to throw our hat into the ring. I said, no, we are not ripe. We are fighting principality. We need to get to the root of it and make sure we implode them every department. And that is why when we're campaigning, I'm the only one they are running on the street of Lagos with gun now that they want to shoot. Everywhere I campaign, they attack me every time and all of that. Why? Because we're huge threats to them. So, going forward, we then have an election. There are choices for Lagosians to look at. It's not just enough for you to vote. You need to vote somebody who can secure your votes and protect their votes. You need to vote somebody who can match them department by department to say, you know what, Lagos wants its state back. So this is my short story of getting to this place. Everybody now is jumping in about to say, hey, because of a tailwind, we can. Where were you when campaign started October 12th last year? For those that have been following, I have been everywhere. I'm not an accidental candidate. Even the status quo know that, look, this guy is a problem. And I've analyzed this election to anybody who Peter Obi got 5% 382,000